What would you do if your child suddenly asked, Mom, could that happen to me? Unfortunately, many parents are hearing questions like this right now. Whether your child heard about a tragedy through a friend or school or sports, through social media, or simply overheard adults talking about it, difficult events can leave children feeling confused and scared and worried, and they have lots of questions. And if you're anything like most parents, you might feel pressure to have the perfect answer. But here's the good news: your child doesn't need a perfect answer, they need a safe person. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what to say, what not to say, how to help your child process what they're hearing, and how to help them feel safe again without dismissing their feelings or accidentally increasing their fear. One mistake I see parents making is rushing in to reassure their child. We hear our child say, Can that happen to me? I'm scared. And immediately we say, Don't worry, you're fine. Everything's okay. But what children often hear is, My feelings and this situation makes adults feel uncomfortable. So instead, get curious. Try saying things like, Tell me more. What have you heard? What are you thinking about? What feelings scare you about that? The goal isn't to fix their feelings. The goal is just to understand them. So if your child asks, Could that happen to me? You can say something like, That's a really important question. Tell me what's making you think about that. Parents often worry that validating their child's feeling means agreeing something terrible will happen, but it doesn't. Validation simply means acknowledging that they're experiencing these feelings. So here's 5 practical things that you can say. That sounds really scary to think about. I can understand why that would make you feel worried. I'm glad you told me. It makes sense that you're having questions. You don't have to figure this out alone. We can talk about it together. These types of statements acknowledge feelings, but they don't increase your child's fear. They don't add details and they don't catastrophize it. They simply communicate, I see you. When a child says, I'm scared, a validation saying that sounds scary or I see you're scared is not the same thing as you're right, that's terrifying. Children often struggle with understanding risk. So if something happens once, their brain may think it could happen at any moment. Like when they hear about a shark attack and they ask, Is that possible? Could I get attacked by a shark someday? Well, yes, it is possible. But is it likely that I'll get attacked by a shark someday? No, not as likely. So, something you can say when your child is talking about this is, I understand why that feels scary. Sometimes when we hear about something bad happening, our brain starts acting like it is likely to happen everywhere. Just because something is possible doesn't mean it is likely to happen. Most days, most people are safe. I want you to avoid responses like this. Oh, stop thinking about it. You're being dramatic. You're overreacting. It's not going to happen. Nothing bad's ever going to happen. There's no reason to be scared. Why? Because statements like this make your child feel dismissed, or they'll stop bringing difficult feelings to you in the future. So remember, the goal isn't making feelings disappear. The goal is to help your child process them. Some parents worry that if they keep bringing it up, it will be on their child's mind. And we already talked about it, so we're done. But children process differently than adults. They revisit things, they repeat, they ask the same question multiple times, not because they forgot, because they're working through it. When your child brings it up again, pause, listen to what they have to say, and validate that. Answer briefly and return to connection with them. Sometimes the conversation isn't really about the information. It's about the reassurance through the relationship. Children don't experience safety primarily just through words. They experience safety through experiences. So some practical things that'll help in tragedies like this are extra connection time, predictable routine, having time to play, movement, family time, and limiting your child's exposure to adult conversations or social media. The more regulated you are as the adult, the safer your child will feel. If your child is struggling after hearing about a tragedy, and if it hits you hard too, remember this: you don't need the perfect words, and you don't need all the answers. You don't need to make the feelings disappear either. What your child needs most is a regulated, connected adult who's willing to listen, because healing doesn't happen through perfect explanation. It happens through connection. So if this video helped you, make sure you like and subscribe.